everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Sharon Cullum Art. Thanks for stopping in for my art vlog and unboxing. I have a lot of new products here. I have filmed my video in several parts, and most of those times my eye was half closed. So now that my eye is getting better, it's still not quite 100%, but it is getting better. I thought I would redo the video and just kind of go over things all over again so that you can see everything I got in one video, and we'll do a little chatting along the way. So stay tuned. Okay, so in no particular order, I'm just going to go ahead and show you all the goodies I've gotten. Today I got a few more, and I have to open a couple, but I also have some books to go over with you. And I got some new gouache here. No big deal. This one is just a Winsor & Newton gouache. And I needed some sepia. And so I just got Winsor & Newton. Not my first choice, but it's a good paint, good quality paint. And then I got Hansa Yellow by M. Graham. Boy, is that gouache? Yeah, that's gouache. Whew, thought I bought watercolor. I'm like, no, I don't need any more Hansa Yellow in watercolor. Another thing that I got, I don't know if I've already done a video on this. I don't think so. I was going to post it several times, and then I had to get the Christmas list thing out and everything. So I got myself a flexible ruler. I was doing a class online, and she was using a flexible ruler, and I said, how handy is that? I mean, like, even if you want to do a circle, or let's say, like I've got this pencil box here, let's say I want to do a half circle and I want it flat on the bottom, I can just do this with my ruler, and then I've got it perfect for my outline. Or I can put it around something cylindrical and do it that way. Or if I want to make a certain oval shape, like just by hand, I can do that. Or if I want to do something oblong, I can do that. So I liked that. And also, I like the ability to measure when things are not exactly straight. You know what I mean? So I did get this, and I'm excited about it. Another thing I'm excited about, and this is silly, probably more about the case than the pencils themselves. I got myself some high uni pencils in HB, which is my favorite sketching hardness because it doesn't show the lines as easily. These are nice pencils, very nice pencils. What I think I'm going to do, though, is take them out, put in some watercolor pencils or some Inktense so that I can have them in the field with me in this nice little handy carrying case. Next, I've lost several items in my move, and I know they're probably here somewhere, or maybe they're in a box in my barn that we missed. I don't know. But I lost my set of 24 colerase pencils by Prismacolor. Colerase pencils are just pencils that erase. They're colored pencils that are erasable. I like to have them for sketching. It's nice to have color, especially if I'm doing a video with you guys. I think color will show up a little bit better. They're great for gouache. Also, I use regular Prismacolor Premier pencils, but I like that for the wax resist, and then I can eventually paint over it. But these are really nice because they're erasable if I make a mistake. So I got myself some new brushes. I'm going to lower this just a little bit so I'm not up in the ceiling or down way below you guys. I got myself some new Rosemary & Company brushes. These are their short, flat Series 274. I got one in 7 and in 10, which is basically a 1/2 inch and a 3/4 inch. And I got them primarily for gouache. So they're nice brushes. The only thing is they're very thick in the belly, which is fine. I just want them to get very thin at the edge, and they don't get quite as thin as I would hope they did. You know, I guess they do. It's just that I need some that are thinner, so we'll get to that in a minute. The other Rosemary Company brushes I got, this was just a splurge. Well, they all are, aren't they? But I got myself a set of 10 Chinese watercolor brushes. I haven't painted with them yet. I put a couple of them in water just to check them out. And hopefully they won't lose their hairs all over the place. That's what I'm hoping for. but I wanted a set of smaller brushes, and these were still a little bigger than I had thought. So I may have bought the wrong ones, but we'll see. Anyway, I got those. These weren't too expensive. There was a set of 4 that was about the same price, and I should have gone with those, knowing that they would be better brushes. And then you remember me talking about these King Art brushes that I got. They're losing their hairs, so I'm not using them as much. And I decided I'm actually doing better with the ones that came in the Hemi Gouache, which is crazy. But I decided to get some new brushes. They just came. I haven't even opened them yet. They literally just came off the truck. They're still cold. They're called Transon 12-piece artist paintbrush set. It says handcrafted. We'll see. And they're good for gouache, watercolor, acrylic, everything, they say. Oil, whatever. I find that kind of silly that they'd be good for all of them, but...
From the calendar, call Dad. Starts now.
Sorry, guys. Every video. So anyway, they're all individually wrapped, which is kind of nice.
Starts now.
I got an angle brush, which is real nice, and I like this. They still have a thick belly, but they are thin. Let's see if I can get this to show how thin it is. It's so hard to show you how thin something is. Then I got a nice size filbert. This is a number 8 filbert, which means absolutely nothing because you get them from a different company and they're a different size, right? Here's a smaller filbert. This one's a number 3 filbert. These look like very nice brushes. I believe they're Taklon, they're nylon brushes. They're just not golden ones, they're black and white ones. This one is a very small number 2, which is nice to have. It's still in the plastic thing, which is good. Then I've got a filbert number 10. Lots of filberts in this. Another angle. So I may take all my King Art brushes out of that one set and put these in there. This is a number 4 that I got. I'm really excited. And I know some of you are going to say, can you go back to teaching watercolor? Well, which I've been doing a couple videos in watercolor, but I'm into gouache lately, so you just have to deal. Pull some gouache out and work with me here. Number 7 flat, and I would say that's probably a little over a 1/4 inch, maybe 5/8. Then we got some rounds. This one is a number 9, odd size for a round. No pun intended. Odd size, yeah, it is an odd size. Number 5, which to me would be more like a 3 in my other brushes. This one is nice and small. This is a number 2. Wasn't the other one a number 2? Hang on a second, did I get 2 of the same brushes? I sure did. They gave me 2 number 2s. One looks a little bit different though. I'm thinking that the one that you're seeing over here on this side, on my finger side, that one looks a little thicker than this one. And this one looks slightly longer, but it's not long enough to be a script. So I'm not quite sure what's happening there. Another angle brush, number 11. These are really nice looking brushes. I'm happy with them. Cheap, 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 you guys. I think they were $14.79 or something. And a number 12, which is likely a 3/4 inch. So I'm very happy with those. I just want to see if they're going to fit in this, if they're going to be short enough to fit in this. They're going to be tight. Maybe not. They could be okay. Let me see one of these bigger brushes. I don't know. I might have to get a different brush holder out. It's not like I don't have one. And I got my beautiful leather one I can use. I think I'll use that one for those. And let's see, what is next that I wanted to show you? I showed you those and those. It's so nice to have my eye back, you know. Did I show you this? I think I did in my previous video, what I got for my birthday from my son and his girlfriend. It was supposed to go with my family tree information, but she didn't. She thought it was a bigger book and didn't want anything this small. But what I did was I took the black pages out. I left one in the front and the back, and then I just cut up some B paper and fit it in here. So now I've got myself another sketchbook. And all I did was take the black paper. I couldn't find my hole punch. Took my black paper, put it over the white paper, and then just drew the circles where the holes were supposed to be. And then I used my awl. It's a pointy thing. This is what an awl is. It's very pointy on the tip, as you can see. So I just used that. I use it for primarily for making books when I'm making my own watercolor journals and stuff. But anyway, I like that I did that, so now I can start using this as well. And I'm excited to use it. I want to get out in the field and do some plein air painting, but it's been so cloudy, you know, and we're supposed to get more snow today. So what else do I have to show you? Oh, this I was turned on to by Nora Cag. I need some tea, you guys. It's been steeping a long time, and I've got to stir it and drink some before it gets cold. My water is shut off now, too. So I'm down to using these containers. I'll show you in a minute. Anyway. Oh, is that good? Good tea. This is mint rosemary tea I found on Amazon. It's got anise, mint, all sorts of stuff in it. Rose hip, you name it. It's got a lot of stuff. Anyway, back to Nora Cag. Nora Cag turned me on to this book, watercolor journal she found through St. Louis Art Supply. It's at shop. I'll try to put it below. shop.stlartsupply.com. STL for St. Louis. There's the website. Anyway, it's a watercolor journal. They are handmade. They're made in St. Louis, totally. They're wire bound. I was concerned with this cover on it that it wouldn't flip all the way back, but it does. The wire binding is so thick that when I go to squeeze it here, you can see, well, you can't see, let me do it this way. You can see it's very hard. I'm using all of my might with my nails, and it's very hard to squeeze together. It's a good wire binding. And the only negative is that it's a cardstock cover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Daryl Standing, if I end up liking these and these become my go-to journals, which I'm thinking they will, I'm going to have Daryl Standing make me a personal cover for one of these that is square, because he doesn't offer them. And Daryl Standing was the guy that I told you about in my other video. I was trying to find my brush wrap and I can't find it now. But anyway, oh, it's over there. Daryl Standing is the guy who made my brush wrap. And if you go to his website now, he's got them all downsized to like one page, just temporary, because he got inundated with holiday orders. I hope some of them came from you guys and you were able to get into them before he ran out of stock on some of these items. But this is my brush wrap, and my brushes go in the center with a pocket that goes over, and then I've got pockets on the side where I can put my watercolors or whatever. But I want to have him make me a personal thing on this with an over pocket that will come over the top that I can put my pencils and pens in or whatever. But anyway, this is the one Nora told me about. She was using was 25% cotton. I'm sorry. Bad cough day. She used the one that's 25% cotton. The one I got, it was not that much more. I decided to splurge and get the 100% cotton one just to try it out. And I forget, they said the paper was made in the USA, but I thought that they said it was a certain kind of paper, maybe Fabriano Artistico, or I might be thinking of another thing. I'll have to look that up and tell you. Hi, future me here. Just breaking in to let you know I looked everything up online, and I can't find the 100% cotton paper. They must be sold out right now because of the holidays, but it just says on their website the cover is made in St. Louis, and the paper is made in Italy. It just says Italian-made paper. So I don't know if it's Fabriano. I'm assuming that's what I saw before, but it's Italian-made watercolor paper. But on the first page, they have a little contact spot for you to put your contact info and the date that your book started. But you could see my cover folded back flat, and these pages fold back flat very nicely. And there's a lot of extra wire so that you're not gonna lose your sheets. You know what I mean? You know how that happens? That's what I hate about wire bindings. And I end up, like on my B paper ones, I would end up taking book rings. I buy them by the box and I put book rings around them because they snap shut and then I'm fine. I don't do each hole, but like 5 or 3 or depending on the size. So anyway, I'm looking forward to trying this. So stay tuned. Next, I bought another book. I got a sketchbook. I used to do a lot of journaling with the Leuchturm grid paper journals, if you're familiar with journaling. But they have a sketchbook and it comes in different colors, and I got this one, which is the square one. I think they're all square, the sketchbooks. And it has a contact spot on the inside. I'm just covering my phone number here to protect myself from weirdos. But they got a contact thing on the inside and some please return to in 3 different languages, German, English, and it looks like French. At the bottom it says thank you, herzlichen Dank, thank you very much, and merci beaucoup. But the paper is 150 pound, I believe, paper. No, not 150 pound, 150 GSM. So it's probably like 70, 90 pound paper maybe. And I just did some swatching to see what the paper was like. And on this side, I swatched the Hemi gouache and my Graphitint pencils. The Graphitint worked very well. The Hemi gouache caused just a slight little bit of warping, but not too much. So I think these are gouacheable pages, and that's what I'll primarily use it for, is gouache sketches. Okay, future me here again. Just to break in and let you know, I have been using it for gouache, and actually it's working out very nicely because you don't do a lot of rubbing or too much, you don't put too much water on the paper. I have wet it though in order to do my first layer, and it dries just fine. So sure, there's a little bit of warping, but this was one that I did that came out way too dark. It was done from a photo I saw on Instagram. And then this was a study that I did, and then this was a huge fail, and then I redid this one, and then my final one that I did these yesterday, and then I did this one. So now today I'm going to be doing this in gouache. This one, I think. So, back to the video. I'm gonna go paint. Yeah, I was happy with that find as well. Now, the next thing I wanted to show you, I haven't even opened the box yet. When I first started painting, I did a tutorial online. It was an acrylic tutorial on a birch tree forest. Very, very, very beginner, using sponges and like one paintbrush. It was so simple, but it looked so bad, and Pat loved it. He absolutely loved it, and he made me keep it in the living room for years, and it was hideous. I was embarrassed by it. You know how as you progress, you look back at your old stuff and you think, oh, I did that. Well, that's how I felt. So I told him, those are not going back up in the house. And he said, yes, they are. And I said, no, I'll paint you something new. And he goes, I want my birch forest. So I'm going to do him a new birch forest, and I think I'm going to do it in gouache. Either gouache or oil paint. I haven't decided. It'll probably end up gouache because Christmas is coming very quickly. So I bought some birch panels, and some people were asking me, how do you paint on birch panel? And I can show you exactly how I do it. You can do it in watercolor or gouache. But I bought 3 birch panels. Oh, my anise is in here too, my star anise. I've been waiting on this. Good. I got, they're supposed to be 11 by 14. They don't look like it. Yeah, I guess they are. 3 birch panels. They're all 1.5 inches thick. So I'm going to do a triptych for them. And it'll be all 3 of them in a row. Now what I normally do is I gesso first over the birch panel. And I give it a couple coats. And then on the sides, I go around with black acrylic paint. And then I'm ready to start my painting. And, oh, there's something else in here. Is it art supplies? Oh, no, it's more masks. Because I wear glasses, I steam up constantly. And the only way you can prevent steaming up is by having a pinchy thing. And when I first got my masks, they weren't putting pinchy things in them. So now I got new masks. And this one has the nose pincher in it, which I'm very happy to see because it holds it in place. You don't get the slipping, so you're not touching your face after you've touched a doorknob or something else or something public, if you know what I mean. So, oh yeah, these are going to be really nice. Oh, except they got a seam at the nose. I don't like that. That could be uncomfortable. I hope. It's like Christmas here. Woohoo! Let's see. Oh, I'm going to be doing a book review on a couple books. And one of them I just got today. I cannot wait to open it. The other one I got about a week ago or whenever it first came out. And I got it on Kindle because I like them in their soft cover version with the elastic. It's the one of the Urban Sketchers Handbooks. I've got some of them, several of them. I don't think I have all of them. I don't have the one working with color or something like that. But anyway, I got this one on Kindle called it's the Urban Sketching Handbook, Techniques for Beginners. This is the book, and I'm showing it to you on Kindle because the other thing is when I'm plein air painting, I always take my iPad with me as well. Sohita Shirodkar is the one who wrote this one, and this one is the Techniques for Beginners. And I want to get to the end. Contributors, there we go. The contributors, there are plenty of them, names that you might know. Stephanie Bauer, Jane Blundell, Sherry Blaukoff, Gabrielle Campanario, Maria Coriel Martin, who is our person who makes the art toolkit things. But anyway, there's plenty, there's page after page after page after page of contributors to this book. The book is really good. And I'm just going to read you the first part in the beginning. If I can find that page, it really kind of explains. It says, who is this book for? Maybe you're just starting out on your sketching adventure, or you want to get back to the basics of observational drawing. Perhaps you're looking for solutions to particular challenges that come up with drawing on location. You've drawn architecture forever, but drawing people intimidates you. Or you'll happily draw people and faces, but the word perspective might sound scary. If any of these sounds like you, this book is for you. Because aren't we all beginners in some way? Beginning something new, beginning to see better, beginning a new sketchbook, a new sketch, etc. So, there's no right or wrong way to draw. Styles may vary. So she's got so many contributors in this book that will help you along the way. They will give you tips on how they do things, and each one of their tips may be slightly different. I do recommend this book. I have not gotten through it all the way, but I may do a full tutorial on it later. The next book that I wanted to talk to you about, I'm running out of space. Does this mean I've bought too much? No. There's a guy that I watch on YouTube. He hasn't been on YouTube for very long. He doesn't have many subscribers. In fact, his channel's a little smaller than mine, which is surprising because he's an amazing artist and illustrator. And he wrote a book called Kodi. And I just bought this book. I was reading the sample online and people's reviews, and it was just amazing. But anyway, he does a lot of watercolor and gouache work, and he's an amazing artist. his work is all very, very nice. But this book is like a comic book. So you can see some of the artwork here. Or you can go to his page and see his book flip through. But it's a really, really awesome story. Let me see if it says in here. It's done in watercolor. Says, Kodi is the perfect combination of an exciting adventure and a heartwarming tale of friendship. Jared's exquisitely painted pages bring his characters to life and invite you to get lost in the gentle embrace of this wonderful story. Even though Kodi doesn't say a word, Jared uses every brush stroke to delicately communicate his very real emotions. I absolutely love Kodi, and you will too. And that was a comment by Andy Runton, who wrote Owly. Jared is actually the same age as my children, born in 1985 in Tennessee. He is a cartoonist, writer, and painter with a deep passion for connecting people through visual storytelling. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the book. Oh, here it is. Katya and her Mima are spending another summer at their cottage in Alaska when a chance accident leaves Katya face to face with her biggest creature she's ever seen, an enormous Kodiak bear with a gentle heart and a knack for fishing. But when Katya must suddenly return home to Seattle, the two are torn apart, leaving Kodi to do whatever it takes to reunite with his fragile human friend. It's a wild journey packed with breathtaking views, brave new companions, and adventure around every turn. Now, I am not a comic reader, but when I started reading this book, I got sucked in. And look at the work he does. It's just amazing. I wish I could get the whole page in here, but then you can't see it. His work is so good. I'm going to show you some of the beautiful pictures. Let's see. He's got some full page spreads here and there. Oh, here's one he did over here. Kodiak's looking for Katya. Here's a boat on the ocean. I mean, his work's amazing. So, anyway. Let's see if I can find you another good one. Here's, looks like a cruise ship. He's put everything in here. It is so cool. And I just love the way he works. Here's a lot of landscapes on these two pages. He's covered it all. So if you're a watercolorist, you would probably enjoy this book. The story is great. A lot of adults have read it, and they said it's a very heartwarming story, but it's also for kids. So you could get it for a child or grandchild or something too. Really awesome book. Support him. So let's support our artists. You can find it on Amazon. The name is Kodi by Jared Cullum. And I believe that was everything new that I had to show you. I can't remember if there's anything else. Let me pause and look. Oh, one thing that I was doing was, before I went over to Daryl Standing's Etsy shop, I was talking to a couple different people about getting, you know how they make journal covers, like Chic Sparrow makes them. This is a Chic Sparrow leather. This is one of the heavy-duty Darcy's, I think. And there's all sorts of them that are made. I have a red one, too, that I really, really love. But this one, I've been wanting one for landscape books. And you cannot find them. Only for portrait-style books can you find anything. And I'm fine with portrait style. I mean, I can paint sideways, but, you know, like this kind of way. This is just a sketchbook that I threw in. But if you do have one, what I did was I took one of my Pentalic books and actually stuck it in the back pocket so that I can still take it with me, and I can have a sketchbook or a watercolor journal with me at all times. But I haven't tried using this that way yet. I still want Daryl to make me one of my own. and he does do custom orders, so I'm going to try to catch him. I left him an email to catch me after Christmas so that we could discuss it, because I'd like to get one at least for my new St. Louis Art Supply sketchbook. And I will keep you posted on how good that sketchbook is. Nora Cag over on Instagram, she loves it. She does gouache painting primarily. She does a little bit of watercolor too, and her artwork is really beautiful. So go check her out on Instagram. And if you're not following me on Instagram, you should be, so that you could see everything that I'm doing, because there's a lot of stuff that I post over there that you never see on YouTube. Like recently, I've been working on water, and you'll always see up in my stories that I post my new videos that are coming out, so that you know exactly what's going on the YouTube channel. So you'll be one of the first to know when it pops up. If you don't see it in notifications, or you're on Instagram, you'll see my story pop up. You'll find it there if you missed the notification. But like, I do post pretty much everything that I'm doing. Here I posted some water that I was working on, doing water studies, and another one that I posted on puddle painting that I worked on. So you'll see different things like that if you come and follow me over there and join the crowd. And then I do put some weird stuff up and personal stuff up as well. But anyhow, also, I wanted to address a couple of comments that I received on Instagram or on YouTube. One of them was very rude and hurtful, and obviously the person making these types of comments, the people that do this, are obviously out to hurt someone. It was when my eye was like almost swollen shut, and the person wrote, "Couldn't watch because of your eye." I mean, really? Really? If you couldn't watch because I was too ugly, then why not just back out and not watch me, you know? I thought, how rude. In fact, I said something in response to the person. I said, how mean-hearted are you? You know, that's just a horrible thing to say to somebody. So I told her off, or him. I don't know if it was male or female. But the more my subscribers go up, the more crappy comments I'm getting. And it's not that I'm not used to it. I'm used to it, but I think people should be held accountable for the type of stuff they say. They don't expect a response, because most YouTubers will ignore them because they want the subscribers. No matter what, they want the views and the subscribers. Well, that's not how I work. So I don't really care about the number that I have. But anyway, I thought that was pretty nasty. The next thing I wanted to talk about was a comment I received. I believe it was on my watercolor cards that I had been doing and signing them on the front. And somebody had said to me, you should never sign your artwork, anything, framed artwork or anything. You should never sign it, she said, because people will go by, and if they don't know who the artist is, they're going to inquire and want to talk about your artwork. But if they can see your name, they're just going to walk away. And I thought, that is the most ridiculous thing that I have ever heard in my entire life. First of all, you want to take accountability for your artwork, or somebody else is going to put their name on it and call it theirs. That's the first thing that's a problem with that. Secondly, putting your name on it helps somebody who bought the artwork to remember who you are in case they ever want to go to your website or your shop or your gallery and buy something again. So that's ridiculous too. Sometimes people will tape a business card or something to the back, but then you have to unframe or rip your paper off the back of your frame so that you can get to the business card. That's silly too. And if you separate it, then you don't remember whose it was and what it was for. So I disagreed with her. Also, another thing is that my sister's father-in-law, who was a dear friend of mine, helped me a lot when I was growing up, when my father was an alcoholic. He's not anymore. Well, they're always alcoholics, I guess. But he quit drinking when I was 16, I believe. But it was a huge struggle for most of my life with our relationship. And so I used to go to my sister's father-in-law a lot for comfort, solace, for a place to stay, because they only lived 2 blocks away from me. So anyway, he was an artist, an excellent artist. In fact, he helped Diego Rivera painting murals in the Detroit Institute of Arts. One of the big ones is the assembly line mural that you see when you first enter the Detroit Institute of Arts. You can Google it. It's gorgeous work by Diego Rivera. And he's got murals all over the place. But anyway, he worked with Diego Rivera quite often. They always signed their work. Always. I always saw Diego Rivera's signature on the front. And Arthur Lehman, when he was doing his painting, I saw his signature on the front. So don't let anybody tell you you shouldn't be signing your artwork. You absolutely should sign your artwork. The explanation that I received, I thought, boy, this poor woman has been steered down the wrong path. She was told by somebody that that was the case. And at first I laughed. I thought, she must be kidding, but then I realized she was serious about this comment, so that's why I took the time to write back to her. So if any of you, saw the comment that she wrote, I hope you can disregard it and always sign your work. Take credit for what you're doing. It's a good thing to do. And thank you again to everyone for the cards and well wishes. I have it right over there. A little area where I keep all of my cards. I might have to make like a card tree and hang them up. I don't know, but I appreciate the cards, and the handmade cards are beautiful too. And yeah, keep them coming. I love to get the cards from you, and it's just so nice. So thank you to everybody who's done that. I still plan on getting out there and doing some plein air artwork. When the weather is permitting. I'd like to have a day where it's sunny so that I can get some shadowing. We have a little bit of snow on the ground, but it's been melting today because we're over freezing right now. We're above freezing. So we've got maybe an inch on the ground, and most of it's melting away. Remember, be courageous, paint with wild abandon, and most of all, be kind to each other, take care. Don't work too hard getting ready for the holidays like I did. I threw my back out tripping over a rug, which was rolled back and hurt my back and was down for like 3 or 4 days. So I'm back up and swinging again, and my decorating is done. So I just have some boxes that need to go out of the house. So take care of yourself, you guys, and God bless you. Talk to you